Hello, gamers. Welcome back to another episode of the Cuddlepunk Podcast. I am your host, the mastermind, the dumbest girl alive, Veronica Vext. I am here with Wyatt. This is the Faux 8 mega episode. Connor Shack was nice enough to allow myself and my girlfriend Autumn to come out to Bowling Green, Ohio, and to film some interviews for the final Fauxella at Howard's Club H in beautiful Bowling Green, Ohio. This episode has been a long time coming. We got the opportunity to talk to so many incredible artists, people that I have really respected for a very, very long time. I hope that you enjoy this. If you do, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe on all audio and video platforms. And if you really like the show, please pledge to the Cuddlepunk Podcast Patreon. That is a massive help. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you have not heard, unfortunately, our dearest Jessie Riot did pass away a couple weeks ago. We have a GoFundMe in the description of this video. That all of the money that is raised will be going to her family, her ex-wife Stephanie, and their child. If anybody could please donate anything that they could, please don't feel obligated to. Times are very tough right now, but if you could, that would be, and I would be enormously grateful. All right. On that note, please enjoy the Cuddlepunk Podcast Fauxella 8 mega episode. Veronica Vext here at Fauxella 8, at Faux 8 in beautiful Bowling Green, Ohio. We are here with Max from Deluxe. Max, how are you doing so far?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Stoked to be here. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Absolutely. I saw you guys floating around last year on Twitter for sure. I definitely saw you guys probably first because of the peanut butter and jelly and the pit thing. How was that for y'all? I feel like that discourse was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. So, as you'll probably see, we have a lot of antics. That's just what we do. And
I heard something about a parachute. We're trying to make some motherfuckers see the TV glow here tonight.
You get it. Exactly. Like, we have bubble guns. We have lights. I don't know if we'll have lights tonight, but, like, we always have antics. And at that tour, I guess, last year, my bubble gun broke, and I'm like, well, I got to do something stupid at Roboto. Like, I love Roboto. I got to goof it up. So, I went to Aldi, and I just bought peanut butter and jelly supplies because, like, it's not an Ultralux show if I don't do something stupid. And obviously people post videos of me doing stupid stuff all the time. So for every like retweet of like, fuck these people, homophobic slur, transphobic slur, fuck these people, a lot of our friends were like, this is just a normal Ultralux set. Like, yeah, I'm just having fun. I don't know. It's faux. Like I'm just trying to be goofy and weird.
I feel like I'm always of the opinion that punk rock and DIY and wrestling are all the same thing. Exactly. I feel like if there's anything that like R-Truth and Mr. Iguana and all of those people that are like in all the different wrestling, like Luigi Primo and everything, like the antics are what make the character at this point. Like every band like is a character in its own way.
Exactly. Like people, another thing, like I haven't done, like people are like, oh, this band is theater kids. Like, yeah, obviously. Like,
every DIY band is theater kids.
We're all performing. Like, I mean, I don't know. This band, Ultralux, started as just me, and to keep it interesting as one person, I did this stuff just to keep people entertained and watching the set as one person. Naturally, it evolved. Now it's a band, but I still have that, and it's just fun for me. I don't know. We're not going to be rock stars or famous. I just want to, like, look back when I was in my now early 30s and be like, oh, that was fun that I did that. I'm glad that we had so much fun.
I think there's a good chance for you. You guys are too special for, like, people to not at the very late. However long y'all go, not going to be, y'all are not a band that anybody is going to forget. People will be telling stories about seeing Deluxe for a very long time. You guys are coming to our hometown of Chicago in August, you said, at Sub T with Coco Joey. Talk about Coco Joey and what they're perfect. Everything about them is perfect.
I was talking to another friend, I can't remember, but about Coco Joey, and I think they're one of the most locked-in musicians I've ever met. Obviously, their theoretical musical knowledge is on a level that I'll never obtain. They're very good, but like also they're very fun. They're very whimsical, but heavy, but also like creative. Their new record is, I mean, they're just so really cool and important and different and having fun. And again, like, Ultralux is not necessarily a cybergrind band, but we closely adhere to that world and we love cybergrind. Again, Coco Joey is more than just a cybergrind project, and I'm really excited for that artist and their future. They're so cool and such a nice person as well.
I feel like with people like making fun of cybergrind so much, that just goes to show like that's the new meta for the scene. Like cybergrind is the next like big genre. If it hasn't already, like cybergrind is the next big genre to just blow up for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun. Like, I've been listening to synthy, nerdy, heavy music since I was, like, 14. And the fact that
You've got a Rainbow Road cover somewhere in your back pocket.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just like, I'm glad that we're having fun and doing something weird. And, I think like we all kind of, that's the thing about Cybergrind. It is so, I feel like there are more Cybergrind fans like on the internet spread out than you will ever see at like one single, well, obviously, but like a single Cybergrind show is like a microcosm of like the greater community that exists outside of this singular place.
I am so excited for the Cybergrind takeover. I am so excited to see you guys perform later on. Max, thank you so much for joining us. It was perfect to meet you. I'm so excited for the set.
Likewise, thanks for having me. Thanks, everyone.
We are here now with Chance from 32-Bit Operator. Chance, how are you doing today? You guys just played?
I'm very wet.
It is sweaty as hell in there. You guys were asking whether it was sweatier here than it was at Swarm Yard last night. I think it's sweatier here, honestly.
I feel sweatier. I didn't look like this after our set last night.
You guys,
there is lights on stage here, so that maybe that's a bias.
For sure. You guys opened up the entire weekend basically last night. First band on the Swarm Yard pre-show last night. What was it like opening up the weekend of the really last Faux at Howard's? Like one of the big like last moments for this era of Faux.
That's wild. I didn't think about that because it's like yesterday was our practice. And there's just a bunch of people at our practice.
It was a killer show. Like that was one of the.
Fun.
It was a really great show. I love like just that like house show energy where it's like anybody can come in whenever they want to if they got in early. It's the best thing in the world.
It was the perfect amount of people too. So it's like just enough that there was new faces, familiar faces, and you can maneuver around without like you could still breathe.
Absolutely. You were talking about on stage, so the two singles that you had released previous to yesterday, because you released a new song yesterday, it was The Phones with you and Matt, and then Trey and Joey showed up, and you guys are now 32-Bit Operator. What was the process of that like?
Our bass player, for when we were in The Phones, didn't want to be around music scene as much anymore, like for good mental health reasons.
For sure.
So then it was just Matt and I, and then Joey and Trey were in Half Kidding, and then Half Kidding was splitting. So we made a merger. We circled back and joined our synergy, and the shareholders have never been happier.
We gotta make the shareholders happy. That's the most important part of DIY is making the people with the money happy.
If we get a fifth member, we might get healthcare.
That fifth member for 32-Bit Operator right here in Ohio, baby. You guys have your lead singers are Matt and Trey. How many annoying South Park jokes do you guys get per set?
0 so far. I've never put that together, and I've been friends with them for 10 years.
Cuddlepunk Podcast, where you get the ideas first, where you get the scoop first. That's perfect. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for being on the show. Great to hope to have a great time with you the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you all weekend. Enjoy Faux.
We are here with Robbie from Career Day. Robbie, how are you doing today? You guys just played a fucking fantastic set. Very, very well done.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm good. I feel really, really happy.
Perfect. We've got another Career Day member coming. Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. We've got another Career Day member up here now. We've got Ryan from Career Day as well, rocking the Leisure Hours shirt. Absolutely very, very necessary.
Oh, yeah. This is amazing.
How was the set for you guys? How was the set for you?
It was good. That's probably one of our, maybe the best set we've played.
Easily my favorite set, for sure. And definitely, like, best. Well, up there for best.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta just love. You guys are from New York.
Yeah.
How is the drive? First of all, because we came in from Chicago. We have to imagine that like somebody's got like a weird drive story at this point.
Well, yeah. Well, we've been on tour for the past couple of days. We drove in from where were we just yesterday?
We were in Indianapolis. And then we got pulled over in our car search by state troopers last night.
Yeah.
At like. Well, it must have been like 11:30, midnight.
It was about midnight. For no reason, they never told us why they told us over. But they had to search the entire car.
So, yeah, and then they searched the entire car. And Ryan almost got in trouble for the Klonopin that he has a prescription for.
I want to know what the Klonopin is for, but I don't know if that's appropriate for this interview necessarily.
It's as needed for anxiety. That was it. And just the label was faded, but they said it was like, oh, this is like a huge felon offense if you don't have your prescription clearly labeled in the state of Indianapolis. So
If you're at Fochella, you got to be asking people about their prescriptions.
I'm on antidepressants. I get it.
Adderall and Lexapro, baby.
I'm on Lexapro.
Lexapro, yeah. All right, what do you guys have coming up after Fest at this point?
After
Fochella.
Yeah, well, we have 4 more shows in Cincinnati. Well, technically Covington, Kentucky, and then Lansing, Cleveland Heights at Grog House, and then Rochester. And we go home.
Everybody who's in those cities, make sure that you check them out. Career Day was so lovely talking to you guys.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's recording.
Okay. We are over here at Fochella 8. It is 7:30ish. It is pouring rain, but we are here with Topiary Creatures. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Bryson.
Elizabeth.
Nathaniel.
And we're missing Gibson as our drummer. He's getting pizza right now.
Topiary Creatures. I wanted to talk about the name again. Autumn who's behind the camera. She introduced me to y'all this morning, and I had seen the name. I was so hoping that it was in fact a Putt Putt reference. I'm so happy that it ended up being that.
Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. Yeah, this is, you're like the third person who's ever picked up that's what it was. Yeah. People either say that or Putt Putt, by the way, Putt Putt Saves the Zoo is like a 90s kids computer game. It's a really, really niche reference to like a thing you could click on the side.
I got into them back in the day because they did, Humongous did like the Blue's Clues, kick and play games. Blue's Clues was my absolute shit. I loved that, everything.
Yeah.
They also had like Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam, Backyard Baseball, Spy Fix.
Freddy Fish. Funny enough, in our new album, there's Freddy Fish samples on the last track.
Yes.
It's like Freddy's going, or maybe it's Luther who's like, I think we can find something to help us, and we like sample that a bunch and like chop it up. So yeah, very inspired by those old kids computer games.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, people either think the name is from Putt Putt or they think it's from The Shining, because apparently in the novel there are like topiary creatures that came to life to like attack Jack at the end. But I like that people think it's either from like a horror novel or like a nostalgic game, because I tend to think our music's like in between those. So either answer is correct. Basically.
I remember the Topiary Creatures. They're not in the movie. They're in the like very shitty 90s like mini series for TV that they did for that one back in the day. It's not good. None of the Stephen King miniseries in the 90s were ever good except for it.
Oh yeah, I luckily missed those. I love the real movie. Big old school horror fan. So
for sure, you guys are bringing a very like adult contemporary, like kind of countryish sound, kind of like what Home Is Where did on their most recent album, Hunting Season. One of the bands that I could also tell you guys were very influenced by was, as a native masshole, it was very important to me, was The Hotelier. I could very much see that you guys were influenced by that band on this one.
Yes, huge Hotelier fans. Goodness is the better album. That's the
He's right.
I mean, I love everything they've made, but like that's the one I come back to all the time. But yeah, Hotelier is like an all-time band for me, at least. Big Hotelier fans, and yeah, it's. I wonder where the other like adult contemporary or like country that you mentioned influence comes in. I know we're all Pine Grove fans, maybe some of it leaks in there, but yeah, I mean, our band is just such like a melting pot of stuff, which is like a cliche thing to say, but we try to just like let it all into the recordings as like purely as possible. So
Matty Healy from the 1975 is an asshole, but he was kind of cooking when he said that country is just farm emo.
Oh, that's real.
I like that take. Yeah. I've been getting into some more like Americana stuff, like Waxahachie, who
Hell
is
yeah.
bigger now than she used to be. But yeah, we're loving all that stuff. I feel like I don't want to speak for you here, but I feel like there's almost like
you're part of the band. You can also speak for yourself, darling.
Yeah.
I will, but I think like there's almost like a feeling of like I don't want to say anything goes. That doesn't feel correct, but we're excited about lots of different flavors can coexist in this stuff. It doesn't have to be like one flavor all the time. So.
Everything into the emo pot.
And Botanica.
Yeah, been on a big Botanica kick, if that means anything to anyone on the internet.
Check out Botanica's good shit. Check it out. It was so lovely seeing you guys. Wonderful meeting all of you. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your fest. Where can we see you guys next?
In Nashville on the 26th, we're playing with Michael Sarah Palin, and then we're going kind of into the recording producing hole again. So who knows after that?
Perfect. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
We are starting day 2 of Faux 8 here with somebody who, this has been 3 years in the making. 3 years of making wrestling memories. Mike from Summer Brews. First off, come here, buddy. How the fuck you doing, man?
I'm so good. Coachella is the best weekend of the year, and yesterday was great, and today's going to be also great.
We were talking about this when you were on it back in April. Like, this is like your 5th Faux at this point, right?
I think so, maybe 4th or 5th. Yeah.
Like, you guys are like one of, like, we were talking about this. It's like you guys and like Ben Quad and fucking Gami and like.
Equipment has played probably most of them. I bet we're like a distant second to Equipment. I think they've definitely done more than us, though.
Equipment are the most overworked motherfuckers in the entire DIY scene.
They're also running the shit too. Like Jake's doing sound all day. Yeah.
Ellie's playing her set right now while we're doing this interview.
And Ellie's running this whole event. Connor just had a baby, so Ellie is in charge of the fucking whole shit. So they've been like running around doing everything. They played the Equipment set last night. They're playing a solo set right now. Like, yeah.
Shout out Baby Shaq. Shout out Glizzy.
For real.
I obviously, if I was Connor Shack, I would not want my kid's name out there either. So it couldn't be a more perfect name for them to be using.
Baby Glizzy, is that what I missed that?
Yeah, last night, Ellie like made us take a video in the crowd last night, like singing "Happy Birthday" to Baby Glizzy.
That is so fucking funny. I love that.
Stage antics.
Happy birthday, Baby Glizzy.
Happy birthday, Baby Glizzy. Stage antics have kind of been a thing as for this one. We got that with Equipment. We Ultra Deluxe bringing out the parachute.
Exactly. Did you see? Yeah, the Ultra Deluxe set included bringing the entire crowd outside through the side door. Like Max the singer, I was standing near the back and I was like, oh my god, nobody's watching Ultra Deluxe. I feel so bad. So I went up and filled in this big empty space and here comes Max through the side door with half the crowd, and they just gone outside with the mic. It was fucking sick as fuck. And then the bubble machine and the parachute, that was so cool.
I saw there was a Paul London match at Freelance Wrestling that I was at that was not dissimilar to what you are describing right now.
That's so funny.
They went outside and were like beating each other with trash cans and going into the bathroom and shit. It was fucking unreal.
That's so. Do you ever see those the Kenny Omega Kota Ibushi matches in DDT where they would just do them all outside and they're just doing fireworks off of cars and shit?
No, any Kota Kenny match is it's the greatest. Yes, it's cliche to say. It's saying The Wire is the best TV show of all time. They are the best wrestling matches of all fucking time.
Yeah, great analogy. Also look at us so anyway.
Exactly. Wrestling. We can't stop talking about wrestling. It's been I was talking about this with Max from Ultra Deluxe yesterday, actually. We're both big wrestling fans. There's such a...
Of course, Max just gets cooler. I didn't even know they like wrestling. Let's go.
I feel like there's a big, crossover. I've always felt that there's a big crossover in DIY and professional wrestling, obviously because of, the interplay between, both of them, are DIY, do-it-yourself scenes. But also, there's kind of, one of the things that you realize when you come here and you're meeting everybody that you know from Twitter, a lot of these people, there's characters almost that you've created for them in your own head in a weird way.
I could totally see that. Yeah, a lot of people have their gimmicks for sure.
I can't wait to see what gimmicks we're going to get up to during your set today. Mike, it's so good to see you, man. I need one more.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much. We have found a rare Pokemon here at Faux 8, not performing tonight, but here just to hang and to do a bunch of other shit. Cora from Arcadia Gray. Cora, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a very fun Faux so far.
Are you just here? Hanging for the most part, or are you playing with anybody this week tonight, or?
I'm playing with Summer Brews tonight.
Oh, fuck yeah. Summer Brews Mike has been on the show. We do a WrestleMania prediction special every year.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. What's been the vibe for you this much? Y'all played last year. What's been the vibe for you, not as Arcadia Gray here, just playing with Summer Brews and just kind of just vibing for the most part?
It's been really enjoyable. I feel like I always get really preoccupied when I'm super crunch time for shows and being ready for it. But being able to enjoy day one of Faux just kind of as a guest / volunteer was really enjoyable. There's a lot of bands I wanted to see, so it was cool to attend rather than working.
It's been a fucking crazy fest so far. You guys are playing the fest in October. Have you played Fest before, and what are your expectations going into that one?
I played Fest once before, a couple of years ago. I'm super excited to go back down. it was, as far as like alternative rock, like emo stuff, it was kind of like one of the big milestones I always wanted to hit as a musician. But this year we're going down. We're not doing like some crazy ass super long tour. So we're just going to go down, play our set, have a good time, hang out in fucking like warm ass Florida for a couple of days, and then go home. Like I have family in town too. So it's, I'm very excited.
I'm going to be down there. It seems like that weekend is the most safe weekend for trans people in Gainesville, like for the entire year for the most part.
Yeah, that region is like a very hyper-specific college town. So like a majority of the population of the town just happened to leave for like college-related events on that same weekend. So it's very funny to watch a sort of like mecca of a bunch of queer and like alternative people arriving at this like silly little college town, similar to what's happening right now here.
Who are you most excited for tonight, and also who are you most excited for at Fest?
I think tonight specifically, I'm really excited to see Cinema Stare, Red Sun, and Awake But Still in Bed. I'm like a huge Awake But Still in Bed fan.
You just named the three that she's like super stoked for behind the camera.
And then for Fest, the Get Up Kids are playing my favorite of their albums.
My favorite as well.
Who else is? There's a good handful. This is The World Is playing, and they're one of my favorite bands of like all time. So I'm super excited to get to see them play. Just a bunch of like weird, nerdy, old emo shit.
As a masshole, I'm just super stoked for Piebald to be there. It's going to be a fun time. Thank you so much. We're so excited to see you at Fest, and we are really excited to see you perform with Summer Brews tonight.
Hell yeah. Thanks for letting me be a part of everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will make sure to get you for a full interview at some point very, very soon.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. The sun has finally come out today at Fauxchella Day 2, and there can only be one reason for that. Beautiful angel and very, very sleep-deprived Nick from Equipment is here. Nick, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm sleep-deprived, but I'm chilling.
You have been, all four of y'all have been working like Jake, Penny, Ellie, and you have all been, I think I've seen all of y'all in like 4 different bands at this point this weekend, and then you're all just like running around doing merch and checking people in. This is obviously Fauxchella is so important to you guys. How much have you guys like responsibility have y'all been taking on previously to this year?
Like, what was our level of responsibility before this at Fauxchella's previous to this one?
Yeah.
I'm usually the merch person for Equipment. Ellie has been Connor of Summit Shack, his sort of like protege in a way, on like, you know, coordinating with bands, booking the festival, planning, all that stuff, for a while now. And this is the first year where Connor was truly too busy to do it. So Ellie kind of took point, as well as JJ, who is up in Milwaukee. Jake has actually run sound for main stage at Fauxchella for like the past at least like 2-3 years or something like that. Jake's, you know, he's a great sound guy. But I don't know. I feel like I usually I run our merch. I'm here if anyone needs anything. We backline our gear too. That's how I don't know if you heard that our amp got stolen one year.
Oh shit! I think I did hear about that one at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like chill. Like we made that money back. It was fine. But a lot of our gear in both rooms, and like music equipment and stuff like that is like ours. We just love it. I mean, I grew up 30 minutes north of here, so this festival is very important to me.
One of my favorite sets of yours from the weekend, the Equipment set was unbelievable. Everybody coming on stage. We got to see the final Brain Weasel set earlier today. I don't know the last time where I had heard about a band 5 minutes before they were about to go on, and by halfway through, I am in tears watching you guys. What was it like knowing that this was going to be the last Brain Weasel show, and what were the emotions that you were feeling at both before, during, and after the set?
Yeah, before I was nervous because so Joy and Eli are the 2 songwriters for that band, bass and guitar, or I guess Eli plays ukulele a little bit. But I just didn't want to let them down. I drummed on the EP that they did, and I loved working on it. And even before that EP, I remember seeing them live just as the duo and was like, this band's awesome. If y'all had a drummer, like that would actually, like, this is amazing music. And honestly, live, I only played 2 sets with them because I live in Denver these days and they're still Toledo-based. Yeah, tonight, or I guess it was this evening or afternoon, It was emotional because I do love those songs, and I do think they never really got the sort of time of day that they maybe deserve. But thankfully, most people in the band have their own projects, including Joy, and Joy is writing a really, really sick number of songs, kind of like trans anthems that I really fuck with.
Yeah.
So it's bittersweet because like it's not goodbye, but it's sort of just like we're like branching off and like doing our own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think, and I honestly, this is just between me and you, but I don't think a Brain Weasels set in the future is impossible. I don't think it's going to be the thing where like people are like, oh yeah, it's never going to happen, you know?
I was going to say, give it a couple of years. I can imagine we have like a Brain Weasels reunion set at some point at a Faux down the road. It's been really great getting to see you perform all weekend. Thank you so much for coming on here. It's been a blast.
For sure. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
You as well, dude. We are here with the lovely Ms. Jael from Echo Astral, one of my most anticipated bands of the entire weekend of Fauxchella 8. Jael, how are you doing, darling?
Hello, governor. Hi, I'm doing fine.
Tell me more about. Tell the people about the like Hello Governor British bit that we've got going on right now.
It's me doing a British accent, and it's funny.
It's extremely funny. I must agree with you there.
There's no history to it at all. It's just a bit. It's a thing that I've put on because I find that it's very funny to adopt voices. I feel like trans people put on voices all the time. No.
No, it's shocking. The trans people are good at voice training. It's shocking. I'm shocked and appalled for one.
I feel like if you ask a trans person to do impressions, you'll find the darndest things. It's like children.
We're going to do a good bit after this, once this is done. Pink Balloons, I put it on my top 10 last year. It's one of my favorite records of last year. I was telling you and Miri earlier about my frustrations with the idea of joy as an act of resistance. I feel like you guys exemplify, I've been thinking more about it, you guys kind of exemplify resistance as an act of joy, the idea that you should want to be doing all of this and you should want to be making a better future for yourself and for everybody else.
Thank you so much. I mean, I believe deeply in, I think everyone in Echo believes deeply in the idea that we need to find community and solidarity in...
I'm sorry, there are some straight people over there being a nuisance.
When we had our Liberation Weekend, our Trans Rights Music Festival a few weeks ago, which, fun fact, we raised more than $30,000 for direct trans rights advocacy from the largest nonprofit trans rights music festival to ever exist in the United States, maybe even the world. It's pretty fucking sick, and we're going to definitely do it next year. But when we were doing it, there were some cis people that asked one of the DJs to turn down to sing Happy Birthday, and that sticks out to me. Cis people always, they say the darndest things.
They really do. Mm-hmm. But no, you guys, you were telling me a little bit more about the new record. You're playing a lot of stuff from the new record tonight, the second Echo Astral record. What can you tell us about the upcoming record?
Nothing much to say yet. We'll have a lot more to say in the fall and in the spring of next year, most likely. But to be perfectly honest, the only reason why we're trying to talk about it at all beforehand is because we want people to know that we're working on more music that speaks to the injustices that exist today. Because the one thing I can say about this next record is it's intimately personal to our experience as residents of the District, Maryland, and Virginia area, the DMV area, who have watched our entire society be disemboweled by billionaires who took it over, kicked a lot of our friends out of their jobs, threatened our own infrastructure and municipal good, our metro system, our transit system, our livelihood, our entire society for what? To take even more money out of the hands of people who need it through healthcare, through immigration into this country, and give it to themselves because rich people own this country and we need more music that speaks to that. So we're just trying to talk about the fact that we have more music coming and it speaks directly to that. And yeah, we are playing some of it tonight.
Y'all are just point blank period, one of the most important bands in the entire scene right now. It is such an honor to be able to finally meet you and to be able to see you guys perform tonight. Thank you so much for being on here. Please.
Okay. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty fucking great right now. I'm here with you. How could I be doing poorly?
I'll take it. Oh, so much. Oh, thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for doing this, JL. Thank you. Can I hug you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. We are winding down on the end of a long day, at the end of a long weekend of Fauxchella 8, and we are here with, I think I can confidently say, the lead singer of the breakout band of Fauxchella 8, Mel of Pretty Bitter. Mel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I literally cannot stop walking up to people who are telling me that they were not familiar with y'all's game. You put a lot of motherfucking people on tonight, and you guys should be incredibly proud of yourselves.
Thank you so much. The reason that, things like this are necessary for so many reasons, but it's my favorite kind of place to come to and my favorite kind of event to do, because you can feel the community like all around you. So feeling supported inside of that is I don't have words for how special that is to me.
I feel like I've been saying this for a little while now, like community is all we have, it's all we've ever had, and it's all that we're going to have. I feel like this whole festival in general, like I really does feel like the absolute epitome of that.
Yeah, it feels like people are actually looking out for each other, not just like saying, that this is a safe space and you're going to be safe if you come in here. Like you have people who are like ready, they're ready to defend their friends, right? Like we are all we have. We need to stick together. And this festival, I think, is the perfect example of what can happen when we do.
You guys are a part of the DC scene. How has it been for y'all, given the, quite frankly, fucking everything that is occurring in this period of American history?
Yeah, it's hard to find like even one or a handful of words, because obviously we're right down the street from it, and we're watching people who have so much more money than we will ever have, than us and all of our friends combined will ever have. We're watching these people make decisions about our lives, and we can't do anything about it, and it can feel very hopeless sometimes. But I do think that the communities that have really, really showed up in DC since the second administration started, but like as most of us know, fascism has always been in the United States. It's not new to the Trump administration, but with like more violence that's just more common. I think that the people and the organizations and the groups that have stepped up in DC, that gives me hope. That gives me like the kids are all right feeling, where it's not just like legacy activists. You are seeing like young people get involved in a way that I personally in this city, in my 10 years living here, I have not seen before.
That shit was fucking awesome indeed. You guys have a new record coming out on July 25th. What I love so much about y'all's sound is like, it's like kind of like that Adventures-y type thing, like the Code Orange side project, where it's like bringing in like Liz Phair and Michelle Branch and all of that, like kind of like adult alternative emo shit. I talk about like that sound and what is coming for the next album that's coming out.
Yeah, so it is. It's definitely our most eclectic. It's the thing that I am most proud to have been a part of creating. But like I think that part of the reason that our sound does this is that we all come from wildly different music backgrounds. We all like really different music. And like Michelle Branch and Rilo Kiley and Death Cab were all super important to me, and like No One the Whale even. But there are so many bands that were so important to me that like our drummer would not listen to, even if we put it on in the van. And same for his, but we do have that little crossover. So I think that this record really perfectly encapsulates all of our tastes. And I do feel like somehow we made it cohesive. And I couldn't be more proud of kind of like the journey of it. It talks a lot about death, and it talks a lot about the body, in a lot of different ways. And I think that in my heart of hearts, I think it's the most hopeful thing that I've ever written on, no matter how much it talks about death and gruesome, the gruesome nature of life. I think it's the most hopeful thing we've ever put into the world, and I'm really excited for people to hear it.
I'm so fucking excited to hear it. July 25th, the new Pretty Bitter record. Mel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for performing. This has been absolutely... Can I give you a hug?
Hell yeah.
Of course.